Ultra hardcore Minecraft, a game mode where every mistake is permanent. No totems, no natural regeneration, no respawns, just me and the world. So the question is, can I defeat this challenge or will I die losing everything? Okay, let's set up a plan. Ultra hardcore means two things. Number one, I don't naturally regenerate health, so the only ways I can regain it are with items like golden apples or potions. Number two, I can't use a totem of undying, so getting solid gear and a shield are basically essential if I want to live. Honestly, after all my hardcore experience, I think the shield is definitely number one on the list. Unfortunately, this biome has no trees and time is definitely not on my side. Ooh, there's a jungle biome. I don't know if it's just me, but I always break the oak wood trees first. After getting some basic tools, I found some melon I can temporarily use for food. Oh, there's no way I took a heart of damage already. I need to be way more careful. Anyways, I found a village, and to be honest, I think it's just mandatory at this point to steal their beds, kill the iron golem, and take the hay bales. I was also able to craft a shield with the iron I got from the iron golem. At this point, I still have no way to heal up my hearts, but luckily there's an item called Suspicious Stew. It heals 3 hearts with regeneration, but to craft it, I need an oxide daisy and some mushrooms. I ended up finding a ruined portal. There was no golden apples in it, but it did have some nice armor. As I was exploring a little more, I found another one in the ocean, and let's say this one had something a little bit better. A golden apple. With the golden apple, I can basically regain all my hearts if I'm attacked, so now I can play this a little less scared. I still don't want to risk dying early game, and I don't feel comfortable going in a cave yet, so I need to find a village to make an iron farm. Okay, there's a village right there. Wait, is there 3 villages right next to each other? Look, there's one there and here, and then there's one right over here. That is so rare. Okay, now that I found a good village, I need to build the iron farm, and these are the materials, and I think it might take a while to get. And because this farm doubles as a villager breeder, I'm gonna end up needing a place to put the villagers once the farm is working. So I'm mining out this hall to get cobblestone and to hold the villagers in. Now that I have enough cobblestone, I can start building the farm a little. And after I built the main cobblestone platform, I went to get some sand, and while I was mining it, I saw a dark oak forest. And that's really good because I can get both types of mushrooms there and craft Suspicious Stew. Now with these, I can finally heal up my HP. They still only heal up 2 hearts though, so beacon is definitely the end goal for sure. A lot of the materials I need to craft the farm use iron, and I'm still really scared to enter any real caves. I mean, one look at this massive cave and I just turned the other direction. So I decided to go searching for a shipwreck because they usually have lots of iron in them, and if I'm lucky, I can get a buried treasure map. I ended up finding one with some iron inside, and the second chest actually had a buried treasure map, and the buried chest had a whole bunch of more iron and a little gold. So with all the materials, I can finally finish building the farm, and getting these villagers up here is the biggest pain in the world. These guys are so annoying. Okay, with basically everything done, the last thing I need is a zombie, but unfortunately, I need a name tag to keep it alive, and that means I need to go down into a cave. This should be interesting. Oh, that's a mine shaft right here. I honestly cannot describe how scared I am right now. Oh, finally a chest. Please have a name tag in it. Yes. I kind of want to keep mining, but there's so many mobs. Okay, nope, this was a bad idea. I have to take a golden apple right now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Please, 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 please. Okay. I just need to take a chill pill and heal up a bit. Okay, let's just calmly kill all of you. Oh no. Oh, I'm literally on 1 heart right now. If I didn't make my iron armor, I would have died just then. I'm getting out of here right now. I think this was the point in the challenge that I realized that this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it would be. Anyways, after that terrible interaction, I'm just going to name the name tag. And now that it's nighttime, I just need to find a zombie. If I can find one. There you are, buddy. Come on up here with me, kind sir. Yep, just fall into there. Name tag you real quick. And that's the iron farm fully complete. And while I'm waiting for these villagers to make babies, I can take some of this iron here and give myself some better armor. My chest plate has cursive binding on it. That has to be the worst thing I could have done. I'm also going to build this quick little railroad to bring the villagers from the farm all the way down to their little tunnel. Okay, so now that the villagers have started breeding, I can take them in the minecart down to my little villager hallway. And I'm going to make these guys armorers, which trade iron for emeralds. So firstly, I need to trade some coal to level them up once. And now I can trade iron for emeralds, giving me literally infinite emeralds. And now that the armor is super leveled up, I can trade emeralds for diamond armor, so I don't need to go mining for it. All right, now that I'm fully geared up besides my chest plate, I think it's now time to do what I was dreading, going to the nether. I just want to get the blaze rods I need, and then I'm out of here as soon as possible. I found some bone blocks and mined those up because bone meal is actually really useful for farms in the future. But when I made my way back to the portal... Oh, why are there so many mobs right here? Why are there so many skeletons? Oh, they're not gonna kill me because I have gold on. Wait, that's actually really convenient. Maybe that golden chest plate wasn't so bad of a mistake. I honestly just need to find a fortress quickly. I do not want to overstay my welcome. There's a bastion. Okay, that is like the last thing I want to go to right now. But I guess I could just carefully get the chests and leave. Ooh, ancient debris and some golden carrots. A smithing template? Okay. And a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe? That's so good. Look at all the pigmen right there. They're like stuck. All right, I need to get back on track and really just find this fortress now. A fortress. Yes, yes. Just need to carefully bridge over to it and then slowly build up. Oh, and before I go, I'm actually going to trade some of this gold I got with piglins and try to get a potion of fire resistance. Oh, I got one. That's going to make getting the blaze rod so much easier. I wasted all my gold to get it, but I think the potion is... Oh, no. Oh no, oh no. Where's the blaze spawner at? I'm so confused. Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. Okay. This is super good because it's encased, which means they can't fly around. Whoa. Okay, that's 5, that's 5. We need 1 more. Okay, I got 11. Honestly, that's enough. The hard part's gonna be getting back now. Oh, I hear a ghast. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I hate you so much. All right, I got all the blaze rods, and now I need 12 ender pearls. Luckily, cleric villagers trade emeralds for ender pearls, so if I just make you a cleric, sir? Okay, now he's a cleric. Then if I just level you up to a master, he now sells ender pearls for emeralds. While I'm waiting for more of these villagers to breed, I'm gonna do some repairs on the base because, yeah, this place is pretty ugly. And the first thing I want to do is transform this little villager area. I don't consider myself a builder at all, but I think it turned out pretty decently. And after that, I just traded with villagers for like 3 hours, maxing out all my gear and getting a bunch of emeralds. And I also bought 16 ender pearls, so now I can technically go to the end. But before I do that, I want to firstly get some potions of instant health because it's the best way to heal up the fastest. But to do that, I firstly need to go get some melons from a jungle biome. Then with the melons, I can craft glistening melons. In order to make potions, I need nether wart, and for some reason, I completely forgot to get some last time I was in the nether. I don't really want to keep having to come back here in the nether though, so I'm actually going to mine for all the ancient debris I need too. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. And this is 23, 24, and 25 ancient debris. Now I just need to go find a fortress to get the nether warts. When I got back to the base, I smelted all my ancient debris and I crafted 8 netherite ingots. With the nether warts, I can make a bunch of instant health 2 splash potions that I'll bring to the end fight for easy healing. While that was all brewing, I turned all my gear into netherite. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough diamonds to upgrade it all, so I had to go down to the cave and mine some more. But now I should have enough for full netherite armor and tools. I have a fully enchanted netherite chestplate, but I can't wear it because, yeah, I still have the curse of binding gold chestplate on. But if I come down to the caves and find a skeleton, if he just hits me repeatedly for like 3 minutes, it should break my chest plate. And yep, it broke. So now I can finally put on a different chest plate. I look like a porcupine, but the armor is fully complete. The last thing I want to get before the end fight is a stack of golden apples. This is because they're probably the best way I can heal up easily, as I can hold 64 in 1 inventory slot. You might not remember, but the biome that I started the world in was a Badlands biome. And in these biomes, gold actually has a very increased chance to spawn. So if I head all the way back to it, if I go into a cave, there's literally tons of gold ore everywhere. So after like an hour of mining gold straight, I have 8 stacks, which will craft exactly 1 stack of golden apples. I also got 2 of the new dog types that spawn in this biome, which is pretty cool. Anyways, now that I have everything I'll need for the end fight, I think I'm gonna go find the stronghold. But before I get to that, if you're watching this video in the first couple months of its release, you still have a chance to be subscribed to me before I hit 200,000 subscribers. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid, and once I hit it, you'll never be able to say you're here before then. So if you want to help and make my childhood dream come true, please consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot. Anyways, after finding the stronghold and digging down to it, here it is. I went to the libraries to get the chests, and I also broke a bunch of the bookshelves, but now it's finally time to kill the ender dragon. To be honest, the end fight was super easy. Like, super easy. Here's me just standing there because of how easy it was. So the stack of golden apples was definitely an over preparation, but it's better to be over prepared than under prepared in ultra hardcore. After defeating the dragon, I got some ender pearls so I can travel through the gateway, and then I started looking for an end city. Oh, there's an end city right there. And it has a boat. I looted up the end city, but all I'm really here for is the Elytra and some Shulker shells. But I had to grab the ender dragon head as well. But there it is, the Elytra. Luckily, I brought some fireworks so I can fly back to the gateway easily and then head back to the overworld. And I forgot to set my spawn point. Great. After killing the ender dragon, I wanted to get a beacon so I could get materials for the base a lot easier. But I'm not even joking, the files of me killing the wither skeletons got corrupted, and it's all thanks to this stupid little hard drive. But anyways, I killed the wither with the end portal method, so now I have my first nether star. Boom. Just like that. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't have enough iron to make a full beacon yet, so I had to AFK the iron farm. And of course, when I did that, a zombie came down into the villager area and infected every single one. So I had to turn them all back into villagers. Honestly, it wasn't the worst though, because now all their trades are super cheap. Anyways, I have enough iron for the full beacon, so now I have infinite haste 2 or regeneration. I'll just change it out when I stop mining. I then mined for like an hour straight of cobblestone, and I also made another pickaxe with silk touch on it so I can get stone blocks as well. I was also getting really annoyed of having to change the beacon from haste to regen, so I got 3 more wither skulls to have 2 beacons, so now I can have all 3 effects at once. Now before I start getting the rest of the materials for my mega base, I want to make some essential farms like a creeper farm, shulker farm, a gold/XP farm, and also some farms I can use to get materials for the base. The first one I want to build is a creeper farm because my rocket situation is pretty dire. So to do that, I need 5 stacks of slabs, 4 stacks of trapdoors, 3 stacks of normal building blocks, 2 stacks of scaffolding, and then some other random items. I also need 4 cats, so if I grab some fish from the water, I can tame this cat right here, and then I can also tame you real quick. And then if you 2 breed, I now have 3 cats, and then if you breed one more time, I have 4 cats. This was one of the easier farms to build, so it really didn't take me too long to make, but now that the bottom part is complete, I just need to scaffold up to the sky and then build a little AFK area up here. So if I check in free cam if the creepers are spawning, yeah, it looks like they are. Now that my rocket situation is fixed, I want to make a shulker farm because the one shulker box I have right now is not gonna cut it. Before I go to the end to build the farm, I want to move the nether portal from the village area to where my mega base will be because that's going to be its final location in the future. I also don't want to have to keep flying back to the end portal in the overworld, so I'm going to go to the nether roof so I can get back and forth really easily. Now if I go to the end portal cords on the nether roof and then I build a portal right here, then I break the one in the overworld. If I go down to where the end portal is and make a new one, I have direct access to the end from the nether roof. Now that that's all complete, I'm going to start working on the shulker farm. To build it, I'm going to need a whole bunch of scaffolding, which means I need to break tons of bamboo, kill loads of spiders, and break cobwebs and mine shafts. I also need tons and tons of slabs and some other random blocks like these right here. I don't actually have enough inventory slots to transport this all to the end, so first I'm going to go get some more shulker shells to make the shulker farm. This is pretty ironic. Okay, so now that I have more shulker boxes, I can put all the materials inside them, and now I can finally start building the farm. The farm itself was easy enough to build, but the tutorial I followed wasn't the greatest, which kind of sucks. But now that the farm is complete, if I just place an activator rail right here, a lever, and then also a button, and then if I bridge over to the end city, I can pick up one of the shulkers and then move them over with minecarts to the farm. Now I just need to put 2 boats inside of this dispenser and the farm should start working. Yeah, it looks like the farm is working nicely. Now that I have infinite shulker boxes to transport building materials, I want to build a tree farm that gets me oak and spruce wood. Luckily, the material list is fairly easy to get except for the stack of sticky pistons. Fortunately for me, there's a massive swamp biome like 500 blocks from my base, so I can easily get loads and loads of slime balls from it. Everything was going fine and I was getting slime balls until this happened. Oh my God. I haven't really gotten too close to death in this world since that first cave that I almost died in, but here I genuinely thought I was gonna die and lose everything. Anyways, I want to build the tree farm right here by my creeper farm, and hopefully in the future this can be a farm district with a bunch of cool farms in it. Out of all the farms I built so far, this one was pretty easy, and actually for how easy it is to build, it makes so much wood. Now that it's fully finished, the bone meal goes inside this chest into this dispenser, and if I sit right here and press F3 plus T, I can AFK the farm for a a while and get so much wood. I mean, just look at all that wood. That was like 10 minutes of AFK. Now that I've tackled fireworks, wood, and shulker shells, I need more gold because I've already ate almost all of my stack of golden apples and I have like no gold left in my shulker box. So I want to build this hybrid gold / bartering farm in the nether to get me tons and tons of gold and also some other resources like nether quartz. But unfortunately, I need a lot of materials, like 8,000 magma blocks and 3,000 blocks of glass. Luckily, magma is an insta-break block, so it didn't take too long with the help of YouTube on my second monitor. So after I got all of that, I went to get some sand to smelt into glass. I won't bore you with the rest of the material collection, but it took me a whole day to get the rest of the stuff that I need to build the farm. All right, I got everything I need to build this farm. Let's get building. This was probably one of the hardest farms I've had to build so far. Halfway through building it, it was so slow crouching and placing blocks, so I actually went to go get Swift Sneak 3 from an end city. Looking back at this, it probably wasn't the best decision with no preparation because the warden literally one-tasked me. But luckily, I found a Swift Sneak 3 book inside the third chest I opened, so I got out of there as soon as possible. This farm actually has an overworld side too that I had to build as well, and after building the whole farm, it didn't work. Basically, instead of them coming through the top portal, they would go back to the bottom portals here. I tried for like 2 hours to fix it in a creative copy of my world, but after no use, this dude named Absurd took a look at it, and apparently all I needed to do was move the portal back 2 blocks and it should work fine now. So hopefully if I start the farm, then I come up here, they should start coming in. Yes, there we go. So basically, if I AFK the farm for around 20 minutes, I have almost 3 stacks of gold blocks. And if I buy some apples from the farming villager, I can craft infinite golden apples, and I have so much gold that this can just be my food source from now on. The super cool thing about this specific gold farm is that the creator of the farm actually made it so you can attach a piglin bartering system onto the gold farm itself and switch it from collecting gold to collecting things like quartz and obsidian. This part of the farm was way easier to build, and honestly, it works very well. The only problem is you actually need to bring a bunch of piglins to the farm for it to work. So using this little building, I can get piglins to spawn in and then fall into this hole and get a pumpkin dispensed onto their head. And then when I have enough piglins, I can use minecarts to transport them to the farm. Basically, how this farm works is when these piglins die from me, their items get pushed down into this sorting system, and then this sorting system sends golden ingots to the bartering guys, and then the bartering guys will send their items down to this sorting system. I can also turn it on to gold mode and bartering mode, so if I want the farm to just make golden blocks, it can do that, or if I want it to barter, it can do that too. All right, now that I have a bunch of farms built up, I think it's finally time to start working on my mega base. First thing I'm gonna do is build the outline where it's gonna be so I can get a general idea of how big it'll look. Okay, so that's the outline fully built, and that little thing on the side will be like a broken bridge coming out, which should look super cool. But as you can tell, it's pretty big, and the material list is also super massive. So the first thing I want to get is 50,000 light gray concrete for the base, and manually getting all of that would be a literal nightmare. So I'm going to firstly build a gravel and sand duper at the end portal, which allows me to AFK for infinite amounts of both materials. With the new 1.21 update, it's a little janky because you have to build it a little differently, but I can still get all the sand and gravel I need. It's just not as efficient as 1.20. Because I have infinite amounts, the grind and savel, the sand and gravel, is the easy part. Because if you don't know, to get light gray dye, you need 1 black dye and 2 white dyes for 3 light gray dyes, which means I need around 2,500 black dye or ink sacs, which means I'm going to be killing squids for a while. Halfway through grinding squids, I realized that flowers literally drop light gray dye, so I went to one of those flower biomes and broke a bunch of the oxide daisies because they also drop light gray dye. It was still a little slow, so I ended up building a flower farm that collects tulips, and those craft into light gray dye. While I was grinding out all of that concrete, I started working on getting a bunch of sheep because I also need around 20,000 blocks of wool. Again, manually shearing all of these guys would take literal days to complete, so I built some of these automatic sheep shearing machines that sheared them every time they grow back their wool. I also decided to start building the mountain off because I actually need to extend it to fit room on the mountain for the base, which means I first need to remove this villager house right here, and then I can start building the grass on the side of the mountain. Building this took a lot of time and it was pretty annoying because I was just building a shell over the other mountain and I'm not actually filling it in. If you're curious, this is what it looks like underneath, so I guess I know where to find mobs when I need them. Anyways, I got all the gray dye and sand and gravel that I need for the concrete, so now I'm gonna craft all of this up into powder. If you didn't know, you need to get concrete powder wet to turn it into concrete, so unless I want to sit here for 5 days breaking and placing down 50,000 concrete, I'm gonna need to build a farm to convert it for me. Luckily, again, the material list was super easy, but here's everything I'll need to build the farm. I have to say, the farm was super easy to build build considering it turned all of that concrete powder into concrete in like 30 minutes. At this point, I'm making good progress on the material list, but I still need lots of things until I'm able to start building the final base. Not to mention, I still don't have all the wool that I'll need, and it's been 2 days so far, and I only have 1 shulker box of wool, so I kept expanding the wool farm so I can get that faster. A lot of the stone related blocks I needed, like diorite and andesite, can actually be crafted from cobblestone, and I didn't know this until now, so I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, but I built this super fast cobblestone farm, so now I don't have to go insta mining stone. So with this, that pretty much solves cobblestone, stone, diorite, andesite, and any stone bricks. Things like blackstone, however, I do need to manually mine in the nether, but luckily it's an insta mine block with a haste 2 beacon. But do you know what isn't an insta mine block? Deep slate. So I basically had to sit here for hours mining deep slate while on a call with my friends. This is literally just mining simulator at this point. There were little blocks left over that I needed to collect, like mossy cobblestone or different wood variations, but the one block that was looming in the back of my head was that I need 40,000 tuff, which means I would literally need 23 shulker boxes worth, and you can only insta-mine tuff with a beacon, and because it's in the deep slate layer, finding all that tuff in a small region is really hard, so I'd have to keep moving the beacon around. So I think the best thing I'm going to do is just change all the tuff to cobblestone in the build, because it would literally take me way too long to get 27 shulker boxes. Anyways, with these shulker boxes of black wool and a couple nights of AFKing, this is every material that I'll need for the base. And now I have to build the castle. If you're wondering why it looks like this, I'm using a mod called Lightmatica to show me where to place each block, because I had the castle built in a different world first. Firstly, I started out with the main wall framework, and this part I have to admit looks super satisfying. Next, I broke the dirt that I previously built for the outline, and then for the final part, I built up all the towers, and this process of building took so long, but I was so close, I just pushed through it. And with these final blocks, that's the castle's top part fully complete, and I have to say, this looks so epic. I'm not finished though. I need to build this little bridge thing, but this also didn't take too long, and I think it really brought the whole build together. Finally, I need to break these dirt things on the side, and also this little pillar here, and I can't forget about all these shulker boxes that I placed down as well. Right now, the castle is kind of just a castle and it's not my home. So first I'm going to break this old nether portal and then move it inside my base later. The castle's also not spawn proofed like at all. There's so many mobs inside it, so I'm going to spice the place up by adding a bunch of lighting around, and this will also make it seem a lot less empty. While I'm at it, I think I want to put the nether portal over here, and I'll make it look nice later, but for now it can just be a normal off-centered portal, I guess. I decorated the upstairs as well, and this is where my bed is, and then my dogs as well. And then if I go up one more story, this is where all my chests and things I need to craft are. So this means I was able to survive ultra hardcore Minecraft with no totem, but it didn't go without some close calls. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. These videos take so long to make, as you can see by my terrible upload schedule. And if you didn't know, I also have a Discord server, so if you'd like to join the community or ask a question, it's linked in the description.